wait. There we go. Hey. And I even actually got a little whiteboard today. The process, excuse my handwriting. Like my friend JC said, I wrote it with my feet. So let's get this going, guys. I think that's enough of the intro music. That's good stuff. All right, let me pull my notes back up. All right, guys, so really quick, we're here again with the process to purpose, and this is the process segment. And again, we're here to help inspire and motivate people to find their purpose through the process of spirituality, health, and wealth, using godly principles and values to break through to the life that God has called you to live. That's a mouthful. I still haven't memorized it, but I'm working on it. So, guys, today's segment is the process, and today's today's topic is forgiveness. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are all here. Enjoy it, guys. Share this. Hey, Prisa. Hey, David. How you doing? My wife is on. My boy Ephraim is on. My boy Jamar. What's going on, guys? So we're gonna do this a little bit different today. I usually get really distracted by the comments that are going on, so I'm gonna just try not to pay attention to too much during the whole process, but I'm gonna have breaks in between to go back to the comments and share them and talk a little bit about them. I got a little bit of feedback the last couple of weeks, and that was one of them. Stay on track, set time for those comments, but that's what we're here to do, is grow. You the man, coach. Keep doing great. Thank you, Jamar. See, things like that. See, I get really distracted. So, but go ahead, go at it, type away, interact with each other, and I'm gonna set time apart to actually go back and read your comments, but during the live video still, and discuss those. And so be interactive. Let's share this with whoever you may think that may need it. And let's get this going. So today we're actually talking about forgiveness, right? And why forgiveness? I don't know. I feel like God just really put that in my heart. I feel like I had to forgive. That was one of my first steps to actually finding what my purpose is, right? I had to forgive a bunch of people. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, forgiveness. And really quick, I want to share something that I actually read today. I think it was on Anna's page. I just happened to come by it, and it says, forgive yourself first. Release the need to replay a negative situation over and over again in your mind. Don't become a hostage to your past by always reviewing and reliving your mistakes. Don't remind yourself of what should have, could have, or would have been. Release it and let it go and move on. And that's by Les Brown, according to that post. So I hope they were right. But yeah, guys, we're gonna be talking about forgiveness and really forgiving people, forgiving yourself first, forgiving people, asking God for that forgiveness, and then just moving forward and letting that propel you to the next step. So really quick, so talking about forgiveness, right? So growing up, I didn't know how to forgive people. I had a lot of anger, a lot of just guilt, shame, all this stuff that was building up in my life, and I didn't really know how to get rid of it or how to go about it. So I started going to other things like drinking and doing drugs and stuff like that. So I decided, hey, I got to do something about this, right? So going back to when I was actually in high school, I was already drinking in high school. I was already doing all the stuff that I shouldn't be doing. But I'm gonna share a super quick story with you guys, if you guys don't mind. So this is how mad I was about just the people that have hurt me, my dad, people that, the way I was raised. I thought it wasn't the best way, but I was raised really well. My mom loved me, my stepdad loved me, but I had a lot of resentment towards people, especially my dad, and I can say that now. But I have a quick story to share with you guys. I was actually my senior year in high school football, right? So I go into very first game, right? I was always really angry about my dad not being around. He never watched me play any sports. Well, mostly in high school, he didn't watch me play anything. It was my senior year. I was captain of the football team. I was ready to go. I was full on about it. And, right before the game starts, one of my coaches comes, and it was Coach Naya. He comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, your mom wanted me to just tell you that your dad's on the other side of the stands because, he wasn't allowed to be in Almani, South Almani for different reasons. So I was like, all right, well, You know, my dad's in the stand. So I got fired up, right? I'm like, man, I'm gonna show this guy. I'm gonna show this guy that I didn't need him to grow up. I'm gonna show this dude that, hey, I even though you weren't in my life, like look at what have become. Jeez, that was a tongue twister, wasn't it? So I go into the game, man, and I'm like fired up. I'm ready to go. First game of my senior, you know. Excuse me. No, I'm not even gonna say. I was gonna say something to the wall. You guys figure it out. But so I go in and I'm just pissed. I'm pissed at everybody, right? And I'm going, man. And I remember our right tackle got hurt, and so they put me at right tackle, and I was going against this little white boy, man. And I'm just killing this kid. I'm like destroying him, play after play after play after play. I'm just destroying him, and really, I was taking out all my anger on this one kid. Because I believed that my dad was on the other side, and I kept looking up there, and I didn't see him. And guys, like, I never played a game like that. Like, it was probably my best game ever, but it was all for the wrong reasons. So I had all this hate and anger in my heart, and I took it out on this kid, and you should have seen his face. And I told him, Tiger coach should take you out because it's gonna happen over and over all night. And San Dimas was no joke at the time. I don't know if they still are or not, but at the time they were ranked number 1 in CIF, and we're ranked number 2. They didn't have no fluff players, you know what I mean? And I just destroyed this kid. I remember getting canned that game, and that's something else to talk about. But one of the last plays before I got taken out of the game because the ref told me that he had enough. Was this kid was jogging towards, it was a stretch play, was jogging. I just came and just lit him up. His legs hit my neck and stuff, and that's just how much anger. And then I realized that I asked my dad if he made it to the game. He's like, no, I didn't. So like, man, I thought about it, like, man, that even hurt even more, knowing that I was trying to show off to my dad that was never there, and I was taking out on this kid for no reason, right? So I lived through that. So that was like around 16 years old, my senior year in high school, and I had to live with that till about around 23. I still had all this anger. I remember one day I got really drunk, really bad, and I was doing drugs and stuff, and my mom didn't know what to do. It was just really bad. So she was calling my dad to come get me because, he was doing drugs at the time, or he had been doing drugs. He was sober now. And so she called him, and I was like, I don't need that mother effer. I don't F him. I never need him in my life. And I'm probably around 22 years old here, 22 years old or so. So you can just tell I had all this anger and just grief in my heart. So I finally decided, after that, and that's when I started going to church. I decided, hey, I'm going to give everything up. And then one Father's Day, I hadn't talked to my dad like on the phone or anything for about maybe 6 to 8 months. So it had been some time, and I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't, but I felt like I was missing something. So you know what? I just asked God to, hey, first forgive me, but also allow me to forgive my dad, right? So I was able to forgive him. I prayed about it, and like, I'm not even kidding. Might sound stupid, but I was sitting there and I was just crying in my car. I was crying, and I was like, man, I'm a Chion, so yeah, it's no worries. But I was crying, man, because I felt like, man, for the first time, I'm actually able to forgive my dad after all the letters that I received for him in jail that I just threw away and tossed away, and I was finally able to forgive him. And that was the start. I asked God, hey, can you help me forgive my dad? And also, can you help me forgive myself, right? It says right here, forgive yourself first. Like that's what I struggle with the most. And it wasn't so much about my dad, but it was more about me and what I was going through. So I had to forgive myself first. And I really had to ask God for that peace of, peace of mind, peace of heart. And that's really where it all started. So by forgiving my dad and myself, I think that's what really helped me to get to here, to real estate, to running a business, to doing this right here, because it was the start. Right after that, I forgave my dad, I started having communications with him. We started hanging out a little bit more, and I decided, hey, I want to join you in business. Like, he was running a car part business, and I'm like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to work in this dang warehouse my whole life. I want to do it now. Let's go. And so we actually, I know we spoke about it before, but we had that time in Map Auto, which is a little bit over a year, to actually mend our relationship. It was more than just a business. It was more than just, about being in the business. It was more about being able to forgive him and just kind of realizing what he's been through, and not making any more excuses for why I wasn't getting what I wanted in my life. Yeah, I wanted my dad like everybody else. But I had to be able to forgive. I had to be able to forgive that, hey, you know what? Just because you weren't part of my life doesn't mean you can't be part of my life now. So that really propelled everything. That got everything going. Once I was able to forgive, that got me going for really for the rest of my life. And there's still times I still struggle with things today. Like it's hard for me to forgive people. There's people that even me and my wife, we pray about, that we have to forgive our ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, not my ex-boyfriend, but her ex-boyfriend, my ex-girlfriend. So little things like that, we have to be able to forgive these people and let go and be able to move on, and not hold that against people, right? We are my boy Booker's over here laughing. Yeah, we have to be able to move on, and really just say, hey, you know what, that I went through that time of life for a reason. I for whatever reason it was, I drank, I binge drank, and I did, all the drugs, and I smoked all that weed, and I didn't grow up with a dad for a reason. Like I know I went through all that for a reason now. I didn't understand it before, but now I do, because now I can relate to people who've done drugs. I can relate to people who have a drinking problem. I can relate to people who smoke weed every single day, and I can relate to people that didn't grow up with their dad, or didn't have that functional family that everyone supposedly has, right? Doesn't really exist. But I went through that, so I can so I can relate to people who are actually going through it at the time. So I'm actually grateful for it. It made me a stronger person today, right? I don't think take things for granted, because I know if I do take these things for granted, then it's only going to hurt me, right? So again, guys, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being on here. I know you have other things to do, but thank you for joining me, and thank you for all the people sharing. Cedeno, that's what I'm talking about, bro. What's up, Gio? And my boy Gio, that dude, he's killing it right now. He needs to get his real estate license though. So really quick, I'm just looking at my notes here. So people ask me all the time, like, what if you had like a magic eraser, right? You had this magic eraser, or even a time machine, right? Magic eraser, I don't know why I thought about that. But what if you had this magic eraser or time machine, and you were to go back and just make everything perfect? Make everything perfect. And I wouldn't. And for that reason, because I can relate to people, I can help people, and now I know what God's grace feels like. I feel like He's freed me, right? I'm free, and I'm able to forgive people easily, right? Even people now, like that I approach, and I'm glad people are actually able to forgive me because the way I act now, right? So there's different things I've done, like I've broken people's arms, I've yelled at people, I've hurt people. There's different occasions where I hurt people's feelings, women. I've done it all, right? But because I've been able to forgive myself and forgive others, and just the way I'm living my life now, and the way I carry myself, they're able to see, like, man, you know what? I know this guy was a bad dude and he had this bad rep, but now look, like he might not be so bad, right? And I do want people to think of that, and I do want people to see me in that way, that, hey, you know what? I'm sorry for maybe any hurt that I've ever given you or brought to you, and I do hope even right now, I hope you guys forgive me. I hope you guys forgive me for the things that I've done, but I had to really be a man about it, and I had to man up and say, hey, hope and forgive me. I had to pray about it, and so we're out here to grow, man. But I had a couple of other things for you guys, so you guys can actually participate. Just think about it, guys. Who do you feel like you need to forgive? Who are you holding a grudge against? Right? And if it's your mom, your dad, even with my mom for a while, I felt kind of resentment towards her for different reasons, right? Because I obviously didn't have my dad around, so I felt, I would try to blame her when it wasn't her fault. He was doing this thing, and I always didn't have the best relationship with my stepdad. He was always there to provide and to make sure we were good, and we never had like that son and dad connection, but now we're able to have good conversations and really care for each other and just send messages. He's always like, hey, I'm proud of you, son, and stuff like that. So like I was able to forgive my mom and all the stuff that was going on. So there's still a couple of things that I still need to get rid of, right? And for you guys out there, I want to ask you guys, who feels like they need to forgive themselves, right? Like that's probably the hardest part. Like, well, no, I do everything right. No, you don't. Guarantee it. There's something that you have deep down inside of you. You're like, man, I need to just get this off my chest. My boy Gio, stop distracting me, Gio. So like, you need to really just think about what do I have in my heart? Do I have to forgive? Who do I need to forgive? And really, once you forgive those people or those people that are hurting, how are you gonna move on? Right? It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna hurt, right? Like I've had people do me dirty before, and I had girls do me dirty before, and yes, I had to forgive them, and that's hard. Like you're like, what? Forgive them? Yeah, forget them? No, you had to forgive them, and pray for them, and then that's the way you're able to move on. Without that, you're not going to be able to move on. Like it's going to be just deep inside you and just going to be eating you up over and over and over. Forgive those people and then move on, right? It doesn't mean you have to reconciliate. Oh my gosh, did I say that right? These big words are killing me. You don't have to reconcile with these people that you asked, bro, and I'm just being honest. Stop getting distracted, Rob. So yeah, guys, you gotta, and definitely love on people. Yeah, and definitely love on people no matter what. You don't know what people have been through. You don't know. You probably didn't know what I've been through. And I come out and I have this smile on my face every single day. And you don't know what's going on with people's lives. So ask people, hey, is there somebody you need to forgive? And it might sound weird, right? It might sound like, bro, like, who do you need to forgive? What? The dad that I never had. What? Like, people might open up to you, right? If you feel like you need to forgive for somebody that you never had in your life, forgive that person, move on, and then you have God, you have family, you have other people that you can rely on to get through, right? Let's see what else we got here. So the subject is forgiveness, brother. I'm going to post. So someone asked me really quick. I'm going to go through the comments really quick. Someone asked me, what's this about? And so it's about forgiveness. So go back. I'm going to post this on both Instagram and Facebook. And, feel free to view it. So this one was all full of Giovanni commenting. Thank you for being on, Gio. The process to learning how to write nice. My uncle's writing. So right now I'm going over the comments. My uncle's making fun of me for writing with my feet. And it's backwards. Maybe I should try to write it backwards. Maybe it'll look better. Maybe not. Who knows? And then people right here that are just saying hello. You are the man, coach. Great things. Awesome. Thank you. My boy Booker. My boy Jaime. That's right. Family. Yeah, man. And you know what? My boy Adrian right here, he had a good example. Forgiving family is probably the hardest thing, right? Because you see these people all the time and you're like, you disgust me. Dad, the donor. Who said that? Dad, haha, the donor. So this is my Uncle David, right? He said Dad, the donor. Which, to say my Uncle David didn't have his dad in his life. But yeah, guys, you got to forgive him, man. Dang. Oh, yes, family. Yes, a lot of time, you got to forgive your family, even though you see them every single day. There's something that may be hurting, something they might have done 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something they're doing now. Confront them. Ask them to say, hey, can you help me with something? I'm struggling. how can you help me forgive you? I tell them like, hey, I'm struggling. That'd be a way to tell them that, hey, this is what I'm struggling with, and this is what you're doing that I don't like, and just help me forgive you. And then we're like, what? But yeah, do that. It might be a way. Your spouse, maybe, right? I feel like sometimes when I do something wrong, when I do something wrong, man, with my wife, and I feel like when I forgive her, sometimes I feel like I need to be more compassionate about it, because I'm like, sorry, babe, it won't happen again. And then like, it sounds really bad, right? Like, am I really asking for forgiveness? Am I really saying sorry? Who knows, right? But in my heart, I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, forgive me. Let's move on. But it's not always that easy. So it's all gonna happen with time. So like, even with me and my dad, we haven't established that oh yeah, it was my dad relationship. Woo! Right? No, we haven't established that relationship, and it might take a while. It may never happen, right? But now I can call him up and say, hey, Dad, how you doing? We'll talk about, 15, 25 minutes or so, and move on. We'll talk another time in the next month. And I'm perfectly fine with that, because he's sober. He might smoke some weed, I think, maybe, but he probably needs it. But that's a whole different subject. He went from doing the hard drugs and stuff and being in jail, so give him a slide. But yeah, guys. So guys, we're almost gonna be finishing up here. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I went through it fairly quick. I felt like I skipped through a couple of things, but replay this, share this with somebody who may need it. And now that I'm sick, let me stop this right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the Anchor podcast. So give me a second, guys. We'll keep it at 21 minutes. I think we're pretty good here. But really quick, so I feel like we need to reach more people. I feel like we need to reach way more people as a community, as a group. So on Instagram, actually, I wanted to have, my mouth's getting a little dry. I wanted to do like a contest, right? So what the contest is going to be is, I want people to go follow my Instagram page, right? I want people to see what I'm doing on a daily basis, not because I have it all figured out, but I want them to see that the process that I'm going through right now of, forgiving, reading, learning, working out, I do it daily to show you guys that it can be done. So I'm going to do a contest, and I know you guys want to help people out. You guys want to help me out, but most important, help each other out. So I have a big goal of reaching 5,000 followers. Right now I have a little goal of I have a following of 1,700, which is really small. And so my next tier right now is 2,500. I want 800 more followers, not because I want all these followers, because 2,500 is really not that much. But what we do want is, we want to impact more people. We want to get more people involved, and we want more people learning together, and we want to learn from them. And so we all want them to join in on the process to purpose, right? So what I'm going to be doing for a whole week, I'm going to be doing a contest, and I'll be giving out $30. I haven't talked to my wife. Now, let's make it a $40 gift card to Starbucks. Babe, we're giving them a $40 gift card to Starbucks, all right? So whoever wins. So really quick, I'm gonna post what we have to do for this contest. But really quick, the rules are, you must tag 3 people on my post, the one I'm going to be posting. I haven't posted yet. 2, post the same picture on either your story, timeline, and tag, going back to rule number 1, you must tag 3 people on my post. Right, so I don't know if I said that. Tag 3 people on my post. I'm going to post about reposting. Post. Post that same picture on either your story or timeline, and tag me and 4 other people who may not know me. So either your story, post that same picture, tag me in it, and tag 4 other people who you think may not know me. My wife put, damn, big baller. And then another thing, we're gonna have a bonus raffle for the people who actually do it on both their story and their timeline. So we're gonna have a bonus raffle, just letting you know right now. So we're gonna do both, guys. I really want to get as many people as I can following, engaging, really changing their lives. This is about, again, if I could read just the mission statement that we have here, is to help inspire and motivate people to find their purpose through the process of spirituality, health, and wealth, using godly principles and values to break through the life that God through to the life that God has called them to live. That's, man, what else do you want, man? Right? Like, I bet you want to help your neighbors. I want to help my neighbors. So yeah, guys, really easy money. If 2 people do it, 2 people get in the raffle. I'm going to be announcing the winner next Tuesday on this live video. So tune in. Guys, it's not about the money. It's about impacting more people. So let's see how many people we can get going, and let's go ahead and do this, man. Today was a little bit shorter. Maybe I didn't write enough on my notes. I thought I did. I filled up like a whole page and a half. So maybe I got to go 3 pages next time. If there's anything I missed or any concerns you may have, feel free to reach out to me. Again, I'm here for you guys. I hope this helps somebody. I hope this impacts somebody. If it's just one person, great. I did my job. If it's one person that I can help out, great. So again, guys, please share this. Please tune in next week. Next week, we're going to have one Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're going to have the process with me, and then we're going to have breakthrough with me and my cousin Frank. All right, guys. So I hope you guys have a great evening. I'm going to go play some basketball right now, get my ball on. And yeah, guys, you guys have a good one. And remember, go follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, and let's interact. And let's all, you should do it for something that would be good, like a gas card. A gas card? You know what? Well, think about it. Let me think about it. I'm going to post it. I'm going to talk to my wife about it. Maybe other people want gas cards, or even like just like a Visa card or something. Visa card's going to charge, it's going to cost me a little bit more, but people want Starbucks, man. I like Starbucks. Anyways, we'll talk about it. That's neither here or there. All right, guys, you guys have a blessed day. I love all you guys, every single one of you guys. If nobody loves you, Jesus loves you. Not Folly Foul, but Jesus. And yeah, guys, you guys have a great one. All right, we're done here. You guys have a amazing evening.